Hello
Hi, welcome to Wisdom for Menopause
and beyond.
and Beyond.
Wisdom for menopause and beyond. So today we are sort of doing a little bit of a thumbs up for somebody
We are.
who is.
It's Fiona at Threads Boutique, Avon Mill, just outside Kingsbridge, in the South Hams in Devon.
And the reason we're doing this is not just because she's a lovely person, runs this lovely boutique, but as life has progressed, I found myself less understanding of my body. It has changed. And I don't want to get into judgment about it because that's very easy, but we can look back. So for a long time, I kind of was like this shape and this is what I could wear and I could kind of tell. And then as you get to menopause, as you get older, things become less definite and things sort of change. And I kind of lost a handle on it. So we tend to immediately go into, I'm rubbish, I'm fat, I'm this, that, the other. Lots of words.
Lots of negatives.
And lots of negatives.
Yeah.
And I went there with Alice as something.
We had a day out.
Had a day out. Alison knows it very well and had been there before.
Yeah.
And I went there and I just had the most amazing experience. It's a small place. Yeah. It's not huge. But this lovely lady knows what she's got and knows what suits you and understands colours. And the experience was that I kind of walked around and I picked these things up and I suddenly thought, my body's okay.
Yeah.
I am okay. I am enough.
Just to give you full disclosure, we are wearing the dresses that we have bought from Fiona, and we thought that would be useful. And I think what was interesting about that day and my own experience there was that you walked around and you picked this up and you put it on, and it was almost like you were kind of saying, I would never have chosen this, I would never have done this, but as soon as you put it on, I was like going, my God, that looks great. That looks really good. And I had the same experience with this. I think I was in there for something else. I might be wearing a pair of socks or something like that, and then you just kind of go, oh, that's quite an interesting colour. This is not a colour I would ever wear. I never ever wear this colour. And I just picked it out, and it's a really nice linen and it's a really nice material. Yeah. And I tried it on, and it was almost like I came out of the changing room and I looked in the mirror and I went, she looks great.
Yeah. It's
me.
It's a question of it feeling right for you.
Yeah.
And I also felt that the whole experience there was somebody that said, no, yes. And it wasn't to do with what social media, what anything else. She has things that will make you feel you, if that's the right thing.
Yeah, and I think we often talk about, and I was thinking this is quite an interesting one for us, because we normally talk about that inside out, that actually feeling okay in yourself, then that's what's enough. That's where you start. You think about yourself and you kind of have that acceptance. And this is almost like, but there are still quite powerful things that happen when you put on something external.
Yes.
That you put something on that, you clothe that person, and you kind of thinking, that is me.
It is. And you've also said something, quite interesting. No.
How unusual.
Well, it's thrown me completely. No, but it is that it matches you. Now, that doesn't mean it matches your not just like when we were younger, our body shape or whatever that type is. It's almost like we create that newness that we have talked about in other videos, that new you, that new rebirth that happens at this age. And it's almost like, yes, you don't necessarily want something. It's not just because your shape's changed. It's because the shape of your inside you have changed. Yeah. And perhaps matching that new you, not just a different body, but your new you, is a bit surprising.
Yeah, and I think it's that whole thing, what I kind of felt about it, and I think about the stuff that she has there's a lot of different colours, a lot of really interesting clothes, things that you don't find in a lot of kind of mass-produced, big shops and things like that. And it is that, because I remember years ago, I had this red miniskirt, and then somebody said to me, oh, your body shape, if you wear a mini skirt, what it means, it looks like you're cut off. So it kind of took a bit it was almost like a giving up.
Yes.
So it's almost like the things that I haven't had in the past, where I kind of suddenly realised, what, actually that doesn't really look any good anymore. That doesn't do it. That doesn't make you feel confident anymore. And it's always been quite a negative thing. You have to give up those things, because you have to dress age appropriate, you know, and you shouldn't be looking like this, and you should be looking something else.
Don't worry, wear the mini skirt when you're 75, which if it makes you feel good, if it matches that inner you, that's great. But a lot of us sort of force it, and you think it doesn't feel good. It doesn't kind of match the right way. So
we kind of both had that experience of going into a shop and putting something on that we wouldn't normally wear, and feeling like it was absolutely right. How could we not have
done that
or not known that?
Yeah.
And you know, I wear this all the time. I can, you know, dress it up, dress it down, all those kind of different things, and it's really comfortable. And I know that I'm going to look good in it, so I don't even have to think about that. I can just get it out of the wardrobe and I put it on and I think, it's going to be fine. And
I think it's a really nice, I've got a very small capsule of clothes for various reasons, but I've been forced because I don't have hardly any room. But it's very interesting that you think I've only got 20 items, but to be able to reach out and think, and I like all of them.
Yes.
And I think that's the bit that we think, that's not too bad on a bad Monday when it's raining.
I know.
That's not too bad if I had to dig the garden. That's not too bad if
why do we have all these
on my
clothes
thin days or my fat days or something?
I know.
And I remember we do say that menopause is like all of your lovely early times, but with freedom. And do you remember being 10 and you just reached out for your clothes and just put them on and that was it? It was just lovely. And I think it would be nice to sort of reach that time when you think, I have 20 lovely things and I don't care which one of them they are.
And the other thing is, as we get to that point now, that the differential between my work clothes and my home clothes doesn't really exist anymore.
No,
because I just commute across the landing to my office. And
I have to go outside to my.
As I said, you know, as I used to say things like, you know, one of the most important things I bought in that first year of lockdown for my business was a new pair of pajamas, because when you're on, you know, we're in Zoom, you know, that's all you see, and you can look really professional, and then you just have your pajamas. But I mean, I think what is also a thing of is getting out of that habit of thinking, I'll keep this for best.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
That was definitely my thing.
Keep it for best.
Don't wear it. Keep it for best. Yeah. And I do think perhaps it's not best to sort of turn out your shed and garage in your best dress, but it is that. I think we should have that experience of, if you're not confident in your body and your clothes, I think following that experience is you're not looking in the right places, rather than you have to shift and change to what's available.
Yes.
So for us, it was
great. It was finding that place that we can actually say, here are some different things that make us feel good ourselves.
So I'd just like to sort of end with a big thank you for the lady,
Fiona,
who runs the
threads
in.
She was there.
I was there.
I'm that's good. So